I kind of look at it as a practice kind of a thing and an intentional thing that we're going out intentionally to pray. The community can be wherever we happen to be.
It's a good example of learning to crawl, to go out into the community that honestly anyone can do.
We're here at Ascension Lutheran Church in St. Louis, Missouri today, and we're going to do a silent prayer walk. Just asking God to kind of show us how we may be able to be praying for people. Last time we went out a couple weeks ago and we're actually knocking on doors then. Today we're not going to knock on any doors. But one of the homes we were doing a follow-up visit, the prayer request back in October was pray for my parents. So it was a guy like in his early 20s. And when we went back November, December, 2 months later, we saw a lot of empty boxes, or we saw boxes stacked up, curtains drawn back, a note on the door that said something about knock on the glass to the left of the door. And so we did, and nobody answered. But so that, we obviously knew that they needed some continued prayer there. So we could pray here for our neighbors, and we do that at church. But here we're going out to where they are and walking the sidewalks and praying in front of their homes. Sometimes we'll stop and pray in front of their homes. Today we're just going to continue walking. Walk out of here in silence. We'll spend 20 minutes out in the neighborhood, and if you get really cold, it is a very cold day today, you can come back early. But we'll leave here in silence. We'll be silent out there. We'll come back here in silence. And before we leave, we'll have a couple songs for meditation. And when we come back, we'll have the same, and then we'll do some debrief as to what you've experienced.
Just back from doing a silent prayer walk, and got to see people moving around and wanting to talk to them, but having to be silent was admittedly a little bit uncomfortable, but not as much discomfort as how cold it was outside, but in reflection and devotion, there is things in people's lives that is much colder than the stark cold that we got to walk in outside.
Just returned from a prayer walk in our community, and it's just a few days after Christmas, and I was struck by all the decorations in the yards around here, how we in America, so many, try to create light, colorful lights, and all the different symbols that bring us joy when Christ is our light. When we have him right here, he's the pure light, he's all we need. And so I prayed for the people that live in those homes that they have the true light, and if they don't, that we in some way reach out to them.
As we were just walking around the neighborhood around our church, it seemed like by the outside appearances that people's physical needs are being taken care of. Nice homes, nice big homes, and lots of cars outside. And so thinking about what did God intentionally put us here as Ascension in this type of neighborhood, how can we help these neighbors? And then specifically, God has brought us all here to Ascension as the body of Christ, and he desires that we reach out to those all over the world and also to those in the neighborhood right here.
I think the next thing for me is to invite somebody to join us, not just show up when it's time to take a walk together, to be letting them know of this part of the prize that I found. It's kind of neat to participate.